All right, everybody, how is it going?
Guys all asking me, what are you getting all into this music for? I was like, well, I like the intro video. I like the beats. I know it's like we're in like aquatic outer space nebulous kind of space, but I know it should sound like a quiet introspective song. But something about that, I don't know. It's not the Fixation TV intro, but it does the job.
Yeah, Brandon always forgets that his webcam is on, I think, and
Oh
I
no,
always
no, no,
catch him
no.
doing the weirdest things.
I am not at all embarrassed after that song. How are
So,
you?
anyways, how's it going?
Let's all congratulate Clay here for just one moment. He was just taking a test. His final exam is now over. What and the class was
Just Linux. Nothing too special.
Linux. Yeah, and I'm assuming you just destroyed the test.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. In a class of how many?
I don't know. I want to say maybe 20.
Night class
Those classes are
valedictorian.
never that big. Yeah. Sure, if you want.
Is that a no? Like I don't think I'm gonna achieve, or is that like a yeah I am? I'm just
I
gonna be modest.
don't really care
Okay.
if I am or not.
Let's greet the audience. Welcome, all of you. I can see by the numbers already that we are getting geared up for this match. This is a good one, and it's on an off day. You're not used to seeing us on a Wednesday, but here we are.
Yes.
And it's CEVO TV, and we're casting CompLexity versus iBUYPOWER. We mentioned this, when, yesterday, during the cast?
Yesterday, correct.
Yeah, we mentioned that yesterday during the cast, and I think the entire audience just kind of gasped, just the like. We've been waiting for this one. It's been a quiet December. A lot of leagues ramping down, preparing for the playoffs. But we have one last hurrah for you before we go out into the postseason. And what a game it could be!
Yeah, exactly. This is a make-up match between iBUYPOWER and CompLexity, and it's going to be taking place on DE Nuke. So that is exciting in itself right there. I always enjoy Nuke, and I always enjoy watching the high-level teams play on Nuke especially.
I see Hiko in our chat, so while we're here, why don't we just help him out because he is a friend of our channel. He is now streaming these days. Check him out. He's pretty good at Counter-Strike if you didn't know. He's on
He's all right.
twitch.tv/Hiko TV. That's Hiko TV. Now we've got a match on DE Nuke, and if you didn't know what DE Nuke was, it's a classic map. I'm pretty sure anybody in here knows what DE Nuke is, but if you wanted to learn, you could obviously go to thegoshow.tv and maybe look at some 3D callouts and learn some spots, or you could just follow us and go on an adventure with us, because tonight it'll all be mind games. I like that we're having these two teams on such a skill-based map with maps of great variety in terms of available strategies. This one is one that I would pick in a handful of maybe 3 maps that I want to see these two teams face off on.
Yeah, I think I would go ahead and agree with that. Nuke's one of my favorite maps. Yeah, it should be good. It's always fun seeing what the high-level teams pull out on the terrace side, because it is a heavy CT-sided map, so that's always enjoyable to see what they're going to be doing. And I'm wondering if CompLexity is going to be pulling out the Molotovs on iBUYPOWER tonight.
Well, that's been the running joke, right? Ever since DreamHack Winter, how many Molotovs will we see? How many incendiaries will we see? It's been largely dormant, but Nuke is one of those maps where you could have some obvious spots you want to hurl some fire into, right at the end of the ramp, or even into the radio room, into the hut, or even into the vents if you wanted to be adventurous while defending lower. So there's a lot of opportunities. Welcome back to our regulars. Last night I saw people that I haven't seen in a long time, and I'm not going to go through the entire list. But
I just saw Noob Cake, and I haven't seen him in forever.
Yeah, he hasn't been in here. You know what? Why don't we be less friendly and be like, where have you guys been?
Yeah, exactly.
Where have you guys been? Oh yeah, now that we're playing the match that you guys wanted to see, now you guys show up. I thought you guys liked us.
Oh man.
Yeah, so we have multiple resolutions now. Surprise, surprise, you can watch this however you want. Let's get through the announcements because we're waiting for the teams to set up. They got to get in the servers and stop being such ninnies. We've got a couple things to talk about. First and foremost, working bottom to top, the Season 4 Placement Tournament. What is that? That's an opportunity for you to get your team into CEVO for next season, and CEVO's got some good surprises for you next season, including some cool new features and some larger prize pots. get to Open, play in Open for free, and just do your thing, or enter the Season 4 placement tournament, see how your team does, and if you place well, you would go into IM or Main, or if you seriously kick some butt, you might actually end up in Invite. Who knows? Whatever it is, test yourself and avoid the hassle of having to play through, the low people, because you're so much better than them, right? Everybody's secretly Cal-I experienced. They just, I'm stuck on this team.
They just don't feel like trying, yeah.
I used to be Cal-I. I don't care anymore. I used to be Cal-I, but now I'm stuck with these like terrible noobs that are my friends from work. Everybody's Cal-I. We get it. After that, we have an announcement. We have a playoff coming up, and the seeding into these playoffs is something that Clay's been looking into to do a little bit of bracketology for us, just to make sure. We don't want to make any assumptions, but last night CompLexity was on the bubble, like really actually facing elimination. But of course, they're a quality team, and they stomped out their competition. I'll use the violent word. They stomped out their competition, and now they are sitting prettily at I want to say the number 7 seed with iBUYPOWER just slightly above them. So the playoffs are coming up late in December. I hope you guys tune in and follow the channel and have a good time with us, because that should be a lot of fun. We have concurrent playoffs with the other league out there, ESEA, and that's a lot of Counter-Strike content for you guys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sure there's one more thing that I missed. What was the other thing?
You said playoffs, placement tourney. I think.
No, Season 4 signups. How could I forget?
That's in
How do
January
you sign up
as well.
for Season 4? That's in January. We haven't announced an official date, obviously. Otherwise, that would just be all over the internets. The sign-up date is in January. Get your team in here and play through another amazing league season with us, now with even greater improvements. Check out CEVO.com and CEVO.com/watch for the massive website overhauls that we've been performing. We've just begun to roll out really everything, because it's been a long project, and we hope to introduce a lot more features for you guys in the upcoming days. So if you do check that out, let us know what your feedback is. We'd like to know how to improve, really. I mean, it's a work in progress, and your input is very greatly appreciated, right?
It certainly is. And just to update you how you talked about CompLexity, they're actually at the number 8 spot right now, and if they lose this match, they are going to get bumped down probably a little bit, which would put them probably in danger of being knocked out of playoffs. But looking at their next upcoming matches, I think they should be able to lock it up regardless. So I think they should be a safe bet for playoffs here.
Before the stream even started, everybody started asking if Rambo was casting. Was that your doing? Did you do this?
All I said was, you don't need to spit game, you just got to tell girls that you're Rambo, and they just melt for you. That's all I said.
I won championships with 3D. My name is not Rambo. I'm not Rambo. Coming up soon, the match you've been waiting for. It's on DE Nuke. It's CompLexity versus iBUYPOWER. I'll be now connecting to the server to alert you, Clay, whether or not we're good to go. So you were telling me the standings before we change subject really quickly. One thing that I want to know is that in a 12-team tournament, facing the number 1 seed Exertus is probably not what you want to do, and getting knocked down and being on the back end of the seeding is difficult when you face a team of their caliber. And I think even these teams, even these 2 teams who are as good as they are, would like kind of avoiding the early round difficult game headache.
Yeah, obviously, and actually CompLexity's only loss in CEVO was to Exertus, actually. That was like one of the first games of the season. So, Exertus, when they come out and they're looking good, they're on fire, they could contend with the top teams as well. They are a great team. So, like you said, I doubt they don't want to play them in the first round. So they obviously want to try and get as high seeded as possible, and I think they should be able to do so, even if they do lose this match tonight. So.
Okay, so I'm getting word from the admins that we're actually set to go, but we are trying to get the patch, because nobody wants to get patched mid-game and have people drop or have any connectivity issues. So if any server issues arise from the patch, we'll try to address it now. If we don't get it, we don't get it. If the players want to just start, maybe we'll just start, but I think they'll try to accommodate that. Let's actually talk about the matchup here. This is the endless rivalry. This is seriously the timeless rivalry of North American Counter-Strike. We've seen it multiple times, and we've seen it swing, right? We've seen it early on. The case was Curse and then Curse, now iBUYPOWER, seem to hold serve over this one-sided rivalry, despite the fact that the games were always close. And then, as of recently, CompLexity really put their act together, especially in the showing on the international stage after putting together fantastic games against Astana Dragons and Very Games. And I think the consensus now is that maybe they're a close number 1 to an IBP number 2. I'm not sure where your stance is on that, but I feel that's the general polling.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think that's probably the general polling itself. My stance on that, I don't really want to comment. I mean, because, you know, iBUYPOWER is having some trouble proving themselves on LAN, but I mean, online and, you know, where they're comfortable, they are absolute beasts. But so at the moment, I'd go ahead, probably maybe agree that CompLexity is a tad better.
Okay, so we have to protect ourselves from the you know what, right? So let's take the precautions, sign off on everything. Don't even give them the chance.
That only happens when Exertus plays, man. Come on.
We're not going to bring up the Summit DDoSing anytime soon.
We're not going to bring it up, but I'll just say everything.
Yeah, I'm just going to spoil it for you guys. For anybody asking right now, how long until the match? The match is actually prepared and the players are ready to connect. We are simply waiting on whether or not we can anticipate and early download the patch so that we don't have to deal with any technical issues or difficulties during the actual game itself. It looks like the players are going to connect regardless, so we'll be starting momentarily, and we're going over...
Yeah, I didn't have to download a patch now, so I'm hoping it doesn't screw me up either, so...
I'm actually connected now, and I'm checking. We've got all 5 CompLexity players. We're waiting on iBUYPOWER. I have been told that they were actually warming up quite rigorously, playing another match, not another match, but another scrim before this just to prepare. Probably a good decision. You know, this has some meaning to your playoff seeding. It's also what we have in the media deemed as the arch rivalry here. And if nothing else, even if you didn't play for meaningful games, which this is, it's still a matter of pride.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. And yeah, we obviously saw CompLexity in that last match. They should be warmed up as well. So, hoping to see a good match. And like you said, I mean, these two teams have a good rivalry going. And like you said, it's the back and forth scenario between who's on top. CompLexity coming out big in DreamHack. So I think iBUYPOWER definitely has something to prove here.
Let's. Why don't we just, for the sake of viewership purposes, connect to the server and watch this warm-up here. We'll start breaking down the keys to the match, exactly what actions need to be taken by both sides for success, and talk about maybe the thing that you hate to do, predictions.
Let me think a little bit about the prediction. Let me think about it for a second. Why don't you go ahead and talk about some of the match setups here and what's important for these teams to focus on, CT and T side.
Absolutely, I will. Both these teams really understand the dynamics of this map. The dynamics of the map are understanding how the ranged encounters affect your ability to win. So it is largely believed that the more map you control on any given map gives you the best chance to win, because the amount of information available to your team is most available. I think we have a server switch coming, Clay. If you see it in the server communications, I will just link it to you, actually.
Yeah, please do. I see everyone disconnecting at the moment, so...
Okay, and what I'm getting at is controlling outer, right? Controlling outer is the long-winded or the short-winded version of the long-winded version that I just said. Controlling outer is predominantly the half of the map that matters most. You have most access to lanes, most access to paths if you are controlling outer, and the people who do that typically are oppers. So who am I looking for, Clay? I'm actually pandering to your preferences. Yes, I'm going to say that the op play, and therefore the control of money influx to the designated oppers, is paramount to success here. And if one team gets suppressed and cannot afford the weaponry to engage at a long distance, the success rate for a rifler facing off against a scoper is going to drastically drop. And I think that we're going to be seeing some Sean Gares here versus some Skadoodle here, and it's going to be a matter of who can afford what on what round.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, the last few times we've seen these guys play, I felt like they weren't really picking up the op that much, mainly sticking to rifles for the most part. So I'm hoping we see some op play between them, because they are both phenomenal oppers. I actually didn't see all of the last match we were just on, so I can't tell if Sean Garris was going nuts on that one or not. But yeah, like you said, I hope we see a lot of opping in outer. Like you said, very important for outer. Establish a lot of control. But I mean, these guys are so good with rifles that opping isn't 100% necessary, because I mean they hit their shots from far away, no problem. And, you get those 3 taps going, and it's pretty much just as effective as an op for the most part.
What I've just done is I've actually posted the link to the Reddit post regarding this match. Let's get as many people in as we can. I know it's late night, and especially for those on the East Coast, it's going to be about bedtime. But for those of you who are staying up, maybe you're on the West Coast, on the left best coast, there's ample time for you to watch this. But let's get as many people in as we can. By the way, because I queued up that Coast reference, Clay, in February, join us for the Southern California, the SoCal Revival, or the SoCal LAN Tournament. That will be in, I believe, early February. The date I'm thinking is February 8th, if I can recall without my notes. We'll be casting that. We'll do the online portion for that. I know a number of other significant Counter-Strike names will be present there, and it should be a lot of fun. Clay, names aside and teams aside, I'm most excited about the fact that Southern California finally has...
Is finally having a LAN again, yeah.
Yes, oh my lord. I'm sick of hearing about Staples Center and League of Legends, and I know you're not, but whatever. We want Counter-Strike down there, and finally it's happening.
I know. I was trying to think back of when the last California LAN was, and I'm trying to think, I think it was that, oh man, what's the name of that big LAN center that used to be around that's no longer here? Oh, I don't know. I'm blanking, but they were putting on LANs, and yeah, that's what I remember from way back in the day when I was probably about when I was about 16. When I was about 16 years,
hey, by the way, are you
young.
connected to the server?
I am connected to the server.
All right, we're gonna pretend like that never happened.
It didn't happen. I don't know
2
what you're talking
rosters
about.
you are intimately familiar with. It's CompLexity and iBUYPOWER sporting. For CompLexity, Sean Garris, Swag, Semphis, Kiko, and Nothing, and iBUYPOWER fielding Anger, Skadoodle, Adren, AZK, and Dazed. Now, we were talking about the pivotal matchups in here, and I singled out the offers play. The other thing that I want to point out is Nuke is so heavy on emphasis on particularly entry fraggers. If you're not dealing with outer, every other entrance is a bottleneck. You have to have ace entry fraggers in here, and this is going to be very, very pivotally important. And I think it's important for us to identify who it's going to be today, because it can be multiple people. We're getting started.
Yeah, it certainly can. That's what I was thinking when you were talking about entry fraggers. I was like, okay, AZK, Daze, Anger. And I was like, oh, well, they could actually all do it,
We're going live. You're watching CEVO TV. I'm Cotton. My partner is Klops. This is a makeup match of CEVO-Main CompLexity versus iBUYPOWER. I am so excited, and we're underway. Early decoy thrown on the top of the roof, probably to show a fake. iBUYPOWER has chosen to press into the lobby. They'll set up for a door and hut taken. They come sprinting out. No waiting. Here's the first kill. Anger, that entry fragger that we referred to earlier, does his work. Everybody pretty weak on the iBUYPOWER squad who's come through the doors. Adren, the only one left healthy. Bomb plant will be okay. It's going to be a 2 versus 4 retake. They've got enough health to pull it off if they can land some early shots, but the spread out from iBUYPOWER will make it exceptionally difficult. 2-man retake from opposite sides. They'll need to do this together. They've got one underneath, and they kind of know where he is because iBUYPOWER's AZK keeps staring at that vent, waiting for him to come out. Swag is the last one left. He suicide climbs up that vent. Actually, he climbs back down, and he waits for someone to come up, but I think AZK dropped from behind him. First round will go to CompLexity. That's a great way to set the tone on a map that's counter-terrorist sided.
It certainly is, and there was really nothing too tricky about that strat right there. They just went for the upper push, got the kill, quick entry kill, and that established dominance right there. But I did notice that iBUYPOWER broke the vents and kind of put a fake down. That's why you saw Swag lower. He was trying to go for that and see if they were actually going lower, but they decided to stay upper, get that bomb plant, and it just turned into a pretty basic, easy round for iBUYPOWER. And like you said, that's going to set the tone. That's going to give him probably another 2, and we know how important that is on Nuke.
I have spotted, however, Nothing sporting a 5.7, which is quite good at a distance. He intends to try to get a long-distance headshot. Deep nade will do moderate damage to iBUYPOWER, who have upgraded to full armor, so they take pretty negligible damage after all. 74 and 76 apiece for Dazed and Skadoodle. 3-man stack at the ramp. They've gambled. they've set up here anticipating that players will be pushing through the ramp room, probably through percentage game. They've probably scouted some tape to indicate that that's how they play, but it turns out that iBUYPOWER wants to go outer. Semphis steps up, finds Anger, does not land his first shot. He had the opportunity with Anger's back turned, but no death exchanged on either side. Semphis walks away weak. Adren peeks the corner. He just barely looked away at the wrong time, comes back and makes up for his lack of focus there. 2-1 trade, 3-1 trade, 2 counter-terrorists left, both sporting 5.7s. It looks like the eco round is going the way of iBUYPOWER. You know, I gotta say, CompLexity, they're probably not expecting to win this round, but they would have liked to strip a couple of guns here.
Well, they forced 1-2 rebuys right now. Oh, Hiko almost picks up a third, but cannot get it. So, not bad forcing 2 rebuys, but I gotta say, that was a smart move by iBUYPOWER deciding to go outer because they had the gun advantage and the range advantage. Like you said, you know, CompLexity took the gamble stacking 3 outer, but you know, iBUYPOWER did the smart thing and went outer and, you know, tried to use their advantage in their favor, and it worked out for them. So they pick up that round quite easily, like you said, only losing 2 members, so that's going to force 2 rebuys. Not too bad for iBUYPOWER right there.
I'm sure that you are watching this. Skadoodle, who is a traditional opper for
iBUYPOWER.
lurking. He was lurking that, and he was doing it in a set roll. That tells me that he wasn't really anticipating building up for an op. I was looking for him to be wielding a pistol, but 2 rounds now he's been wielding a rifle. He does not anticipate or plan on using a scope weapon that we know of, which is an interesting proposition given what we know of his playstyle. If he doesn't do that, and he's down, check out his cache later on in the round when you get a chance, he won't be able to field that weapon for a good long time into this game.
Yeah, I believe we actually saw Adren who didn't buy a gun. I think he just had the P250 and he ended up getting a headshot there. But, you know, he did know that CompLexity, they're no strangers to the 3rd round buy. So he knew he had to get a gun, and they do buy up here and, you know, advance to the next tier of weaponry just in case. But CompLexity is going to be going with that save once again. And now they do have an entry into lower. And that's 1 man down for CompLexity.
Here we go. Doors opened, and Swag is punished. 3 kills immediately for iBUYPOWER. They bring down 3 CompLexity players. Only Hiko left, stands at the top of the stairs, tries to bring down Dazed and cannot. Dazed having an exceptionally good round here. A triple on himself, but one thing that I like to point out is that he actually smoked the control room before entering. That slow take from the ramp. Remember, we think of ramp these days due to the new meta as another lobby. You can kind of take your time there. He smoked that left side control room, making the take for that site significantly narrower. Smoking that control actually eliminated one of the vents line of sights, the controls line of sights, and made it so they only had to check dark, sight, door, and right vent. And I know 4 things to check is a long laundry list.
Better than 6, though.
Yeah, better than 6 or 7 if you're even counting the right side of not dark. Nothing steps out, blindly kills Daze, is backpedaling, trying to pick up another one, will not. iBUYPOWER retreats from that strategy, feeling, I guess, that they just called the wrong one and they didn't want to go for it. So they've traded out. It's 4 alive for both teams, but Anger is significantly weakened. We have no sign of a commitment here. A bomb is trailing at the T-spawn, looking for action here. They really need to find a way to have their number 7 man, Skadoodle, reconnect with the team because he was so far isolated. Semphis removes him from the field of play, so perhaps it is a non-point, a non-point now because he's now dead. Sean Gares at the top of the ramp. Retreats a bit, looking behind him in case somebody has flanked him. We know that the T's are setting up near radio. They want to find the player who is guarding the ramp, but given their position, they may not find him. Sean Gares is underneath him. They'll push through. First kill, Hiko finds him. They come out through the hut, and they've got AZK to deal with right at that tri-box, trying to get behind and hide himself, but he could not. He was hunted down. A first round for CompLexity on a CT-sided map. You know, how many rounds do you need to split here to feel comfortable, Clay?
I'd say you probably want about 4 to 5 rounds T-side. If 5, probably if you want to feel comfortable. 4, you're kind of on the edge there, and you got to do some work. But you know, iBUYPOWER getting that pistol round, that's probably the most important round in Nuke, I think, is probably the pistol round, because if you get that round T-side, it's going to give you the money and the momentum advantage to pick up a couple more, and then it just puts you that much closer to getting the split you need. But as we just saw, you know, the CT-sidedness of Nuke comes out, CompLexity picks up that round, and now iBUYPOWER, if they don't get this round, they're probably going to be saving.
iBUYPOWER shows a inner take strat, a couple smokes to block vision and flashes inside, makes the CompLexity players show their positions as they spam through smoke. A strategic move here as Swag lands a beautiful headshot from the CT red all the way up on top of Marshmallow or Boost Box, Big Rock, whatever you'd like to call it. There's much to be said about that initial fake. It did get CompLexity to commit to show where they were defending from, but it turns out that after that complex fake, CompLexity really has not even flinched, and iBUYPOWER has nothing to show for it. They threw a bunch of nades, committed a lot of money to getting that fake done, and now they're almost dead. Adren removes Cephas from the field of play with a good narrow op shot here, but he's got 4 more to go between himself and his teammate Anger before they win this round. 50 seconds remain. Anger will fight in the hut and then retreat back to the lobby. Flash in from Swag. No action here. Clay, was it just a bad play call, or did CompLexity make an amazing adjustment?
You know, I don't know, because I saw Skadoodle up on the big rock, like you said, and Adren was wielding the op down lower, but you saw Skadoodle get in that firefight, and there was no backup from Adren, it seemed like, trying to get that easy pick from what I saw, so I think it might have been a little bit of a play call mistake there, but CompLexity also did quite the adjustment for it as well, so I think it was a little bit of column A and B on that one.
Yeah, I would agree with that assessment. I think the thought is that you show that fake, and maybe the outer players comes running to address the fake, and Skadoodle gets an easy kill, but they didn't bite on it. So another round to CompLexity, and congratulations to them for sticking to their guns and staying true to their sights. An eco round here forced for iBUYPOWER. They will, unless they pull off a miracle, likely give up this round to CompLexity, and they'll tie it up after this round. We got a 5-man pain train. It looks like they've slowed down. They've stopped right at the box at outer, looking for that wooden box boost. Maybe they'll come up over the top and try to get a long distance P250 dink, because at that distance the P250 probably cannot get a headshot into the garage. 2 kills with Semphis parachuting down into the vent, bringing down AZK. Swag on outside has 2 kills already. He knows where the third one is. He seems to have some sort of telekinetic ability to find somebody behind that building. Cephas finishes up the round. It's all tied up like we called it. This is a common occurrence, Clay. You win that pistol round as a T, and then the CTs on the CT-sided map turn it around, and then the pace of the game really sets in here. It's pretty even right now.
Yeah, it is, and I mean, you know, like it's such a CT-sided map that it's not uncommon to see the CTs just take it for the rest of the way and win out. But I think iBUYPOWER, you know, definitely has the potential to come in here and win at least another round here. They should be able to pick up one on CompLexity here, but. Yeah, I mean, CompLexity is just doing a great job on these gun rounds, adjusting to the strats and getting the picks and the kills that they need to do.
Early nade in will damage the people trailing. Anger goes down, gets traded for Hiko. They've entered the site, no bomb plant yet. It's a full-on melee and not a whole lot of order or coordination being shared, only bullets being exchanged. Sean Gares has 2. AZK trays out Sean Gares. It's a 1-on-2. Swag full health with an op, looking to bring down 2. He has the location of 1, does not know where Dazed is. You can guess where he is, but they already know where Swag is, it seems, because AZK just put a nade at his feet. Oh, just because he looked away. I'm thinking he doesn't know where he is. I'm going to our number 1 man. He's looking over the smoke, looking past the silos, trying to find that easy kill so he can make it a 1-on-1. If he doesn't, chances are he'll try to save. He will regret that shot, puts it just wide of AZK, and now I think he'll surrender on this clutch.
Yeah, AZK knows exactly where he's at and no doubt relayed that information to Daze, so they just got to hide and play this bomb, which is exactly what they're going to do, and Swag knows that's what's going to happen, so he's going to save that op.
That's so frustrating. When you get an opponent who makes that one mistake and you get the opportunity to get a flick shot there, Swag wanted that one real bad to make it a 1-on-1, and he did not come up with it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that was a big... It was a big moment right there. If he would have hit that, then it would have completely changed the clutch opportunity there. But, you know, AZK didn't get punished for his mistake there of peeking, and I mean, it was a risky move for him because he knew he had to get some information, but it could have turned out very badly for him.
How do you feel about 50-50 toss-up plays? Just saying, guys, I believe in your gun skills. Get in there and get it done, because that was what it felt like.
That is what it felt like. They just kind of went in there for the rush. They got the smoke out early onto Mini right there. But, yeah, I mean, that's what they went for. I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, I think it's okay. Sometimes it's definitely not something you should go to 100% of the time. But if they've been playing it slow here for the past few rounds and they decide to speed it up here, I think it's a good thing.
we are certain that these two teams are practiced enough and know well enough not to try that every time, but it certainly did pay off that time. 4-3, iBUYPOWER leads. Swag sits at the back of CT Red, staring at the top of the big rock, looking for someone to peek, and we know nothing is happening there. It's a slow look for iBUYPOWER. They're looking for a suicidal push to get an easy kill. This is what you would call a default, right? You're looking for some sort of avenue. Somebody make the move. Somebody wait for an aggressive mistake from a CT, one or the other. Then you start wedging your way in, looking for the rotates or the counter rotates. Here's a commitment. We have an auto sniper here. Sean Gears sees a strafe jumping Dazed. He is the bait for AZK to come up and spray down, and they've entered beautifully. Two traded for that one auto sniper, and this is business for Semphis. He knows that he's lost a teammate. He's trying to make up for lost ground. Dazed trades him out. It's down to a 2-on-2. One op, one M4 for the CTs. Two AKs for the Ts, and now they've engaged at a long distance from that CT at lower. Now, at this distance, they land a single shot on either T. It's pretty much lights out because they've got an op on the field. They've got to choose here, but they've got both avenues covered, and their best avenue, reversing, will put them against the clock.
Yeah, it will, and they're actually opting to go down lower. It looks like Swag's there in the computer room, misses his shot, and that's going to give away his position, so Dren is able to pick that up. Nothing is coming down on the flank, but I think they're going to be able to get this bomb planted and be ready for his arrival in plenty of time.
Now number 2 man, Nothing comes in. He checks the control, looks away at the wrong time, sees that Tracer, and he'll be able to at least engage one-on-one with Adren. If he kills Adren and turns this into a one-on-one, he's got a chance, and he won't do it. He'll throw a nade, he'll probably get that kill. Now he's got to check Toxic because the man's right behind him. Turn around, Nothing, you got to get the double. Can you get it in clutch? He's got one on the right. Please, 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 never mind.
Oh my goodness. How did that nade not kill, Oh, I didn't see who it was. It was Dren. Thank you. How did it not kill him? He was at like 5% health. And then I looked back and he was at 3.
Yeah, it careened right off the window frame and bounced back into the control room. Not only was it bad nade, he couldn't just spray down the hole inside of the Toxic door and get another kill there. We just saw a bunch of small mistakes that you don't typically see. Swag missing back-to-back op shots. The second one was very makeable. And then some rather... I'll call it poor play from Nothing to try to get the clutch. He had ample opportunity.
Yeah, he did, and I thought this was going to be a save round for CompLexity, but it looks like they're going for a partial buy here. A couple M4s, a Swag 7 on Sean Gears, and also a FAMAS here. So partial armor buys, but they could be in trouble here if they lose this round.
Perhaps they've done this to game the system. iBUYPOWER could be doing some mental tallying, thinking that this is an eco round here, but with the copious amount of flashes that they're getting, perhaps they second guess that. Here comes the entry into ramp. They want to take this ramp over. Hiko and Nothing try to combine to fight off the ramp room, but Sean Gears and Hiko will surrender their lives. 3-on-3, Anger Skadoodle and Dazed looking healthy. CompLexity fielding Swag, Nothing, and Semphis. Now they've got all rifles, but they're kind of fighting at a deficit here. They've got a FAMAS and not a whole lot of nades for a retake, so you'd ideally not have to try to retake. You want to get these kills out in the open field. It's going to be hard to do, but the bomb is down, and nobody's really trying too hard for the plant. 45 seconds remain. We've yet to see any committed action, and it's been so true recently that Nuke has lost some of its meaning when you take the ramp. Taking the ramp is just stage 2. Semphis gets a double. He's got to look for a triple, but nobody comes out of that ramp room. Anger was smart enough to stay his hand, but perhaps he gets dropped here. Semphis cleans up that round with a triple. MVP of the round goes to him, certainly.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a really important round, coming in with his micro buy, the FAMAS, and no head armor. Getting 3 kills right there to finish it off, really big. And like you said, I think iBUYPOWER probably figured CompLexity would be on a save right there. I think that's why they all went for that push to ramp room. But you know, CompLexity pulling out that smart buy was able to stop him and stop the bleeding there a little bit. Because if they would have lost that round, that would have been a 6 for iBUYPOWER, and it would have forced him into an eco round, which probably would have brought it to 7. And I mean, losing 7 rounds CT side on Nuke, you're probably not coming back from that.
It's an underrated part of the game that you don't see because it's not visible, but the mind games between the two in-game leaders here is something that I find particularly impressive, and I would like to see who comes out on top because this is a battle that happens regularly, and I would like to know the lifetime stats of who gets the better of whom. And eco round here, for iBUYPOWER, they'll stack up at the Squeaky.
Adren
Adren has
and
ninjas
Ninja.
right behind Semphis, absolutely just destroyed Semphis. He couldn't even figure out how he got shot before he had died, but Hiko, smart enough to assist his teammate, will make sure that that is all they get. We got a leaping Anger trying to get a burst fire headshot, but nothing sidesteps it, and he's having a fantastic game, by the way. Nothing is at 11-5 this first half.
And, you know, when nothing is on fire like this or doing well, CompLexity usually falls into line as well, and they end up performing exceptional. So if you see nothing doing well, you could pretty much count on CompLexity most likely going to come out with that win. But iBUYPOWER does already have 5. And I just got to say, I wish I had my camera on Adren because I have no idea how he ninja'd out there and got behind,
myself as well. I had no idea. If you will, just emphasize the point for me. Hit Q and look at total damage dealt. Pull up nothing. It's not a single round that he just pulled away and got a multi-frag and suddenly did more damage. He's been consistently above the grade for everyone and has been outperforming everybody. If you look at his individual line, now spiking at the most recent 10th round. Adren hits a beautiful, tiny window op shot that you may have missed, Clay. Swag is down now. We've got 4 CTs left. A good start for iBUYPOWER and this CompLexity team who have been tied up. Now we've got a 5-man patient setup for iBUYPOWER. They look to find a rotator now. It's pretty common when you lose a man to try to make adjustments as an in-game leader. iBUYPOWER knows this. They're trying to find that one person who's taking up the position at outer. They're trying to get the second kill because it may be easy.
Yeah, and I did miss that shot from Adren, which is one of the things I dislike about the stats, but I know it sounds stupid that I'm complaining about stats, but yeah, I wish they would just change it just a little bit, you know, make it so you could kind of still see the action going on, as we just did see Semphis pick up another kill, so that's Skadoodle down. But there it is, Adren with another one through the squeaky door, 2 members left of CompLexity. I don't think that you're going to be able to hold up right here.
No, not with AZK. One-tapping Hiko, that is brutal! That is another round for iBUYPOWER. Now, Clay, what's the difference on this round? I'll tell you what, they had an op on the field. It's not that they couldn't afford it earlier. It's the game plan has certainly changed, right? Something wasn't working, trading off rifle to rifle and risking every round going down to the last man standing. So they wanted to work out more methodically. They slowed down the pace of the game instead of going suicidal speed rushes, and it paid off in spades.
It did. They got Adren up on that water tower. He was able to get a quick pick, and then they just kept working it from there. They knew they had to get someone rotated, and they'd probably be a little bit apprehensive about holding up. And, you know, they moved their personnel around, and iBUYPOWER just kept moving as well and rotating to take advantage of their of what they were doing, and it worked out. They kept getting more and more picks, and eventually just overwhelmed CompLexity, picked up the upper site, and got that quite easily, actually.
4 Ts, now all 5 actually have pushed into lobby, combining to hold off Radio, Squeaky, and Hut. They're looking to set up here, and their entry is clearly targeted toward the ramp room. They have the Opera Adren staring down at the headshot box at the bottom of the ramp. It's a clear pick play, Clay. I think CompLexity knows.
Yeah, you see the flash coming in. I think they're obviously going to be suspecting that, and a counter smoke as well to slow down iBUYPOWER and kind of stop them. And you do see iBUYPOWER is realizing that, and I think they're going to look at another avenue, but there's nothing. Picking up 2 in the lobby room, and that's bomb down.
And he's sat back in that lobby, back where those cupboards are, or those shelves are. Aggressive push gets punished. It's down to a 3-on-3 again. They felt like they had an opportunity to wrap up the round. iBUYPOWER, too prepared, has evened it up. They've come out to upper, and Swag is right above them. They don't have any idea. Daze goes down. We've already got one beneath, and Skadoodle will go for the plant. He's on a 2-on-1. We've got a trailer here. Alert. Adren is found. Swag sees his barrel sticking out. It's a 1-on-3. Skadoodle's the last. Our number 7 man will step in, go to the back of the vent. He'll stay by double doors and defend here. He's got a lot of work to do, but he's got full health, and if he can land a couple of headshots, maybe he turns this into an even fight. Could have gotten the headshot there, doesn't land the multi-kill. He's got one above him at the control, another in front of him, steps out and fights literally all 3 of them at the same time and loses. But the bomb plant in and of itself is a minor victory.
Yeah, one thing I noticed about that push from nothing, I mean, it was really well executed. He did get kind of stuck in the squeaky room, but you saw CompLexity come out and throw out some nades for him, some flashes to try to get him back into a safe spot, which is, I mean, good teamwork. They iBUYPOWER was just kind of prepared for it and was able to shut 2 people down, which at that point I thought, you know, oh no, they kind of screwed that up. Maybe it's going to go back in iBUYPOWER's favor, but CompLexity managed to hold on and stop that push into upper and then follow the bomb down and get that kill and close out the round. So, I mean, it was a good play by CompLexity.
It was. It's all tied up, and it's kind of tied up in the way that we expected it to be. Even if even if these teams know each other or make adjustments, it's never too far ahead. Swag is blind, throws a blind smoke, somehow perfectly places it despite the fact that he can't see anything. We've got trailers moving toward outer. AZK moved up to T-Red. Swag gets the first kill of the round. Sempus tries to step out and engage AZK, but loses that battle after getting one-tapped beautifully again by AZK. AZK actually getting 2 one-taps, and the other victim was Hiko. Dazed engages Swag. He wins that battle, and Anger attempts to fight off Hiko. He lets him pass. Actually comes back. He goes for seconds. It's AZK. He gets, well, he regrettably gets taken out after challenging the advanced position of Hiko. We got 2 left for the CTs and 3 for the Ts. No bomb plant yet. Sean Garris wants to ambush Anger. He cannot. Adren was the bait there with his pistol. Looked the wrong way for the easy kill. The man with the rifle was the one who finished him off. A win there for iBUYPOWER, pulls ahead of CompLexity, and now that you're ending the first half stretch, Clay, you've got to be feeling really good about how many rounds you've put up.
Absolutely. 7 rounds T-side, you absolutely are feeling good. I wouldn't completely count CompLexity out all the way right now. I mean, you know, in most cases you would say, oh, this team has 7 rounds T-side on Nuke. They're pretty much guaranteed to win. I mean, obviously it's going to be in iBUYPOWER's favor when the half switches, but, I mean, CompLexity definitely has some strats here on T-side, and they can pull out rounds, so I wouldn't count them out 100% just yet.
It's a eco round with a scout. Sean Garris wielding a scout. The number 3 man is fighting the entirety of the pushing force of iBUYPOWER. All of them committed to outer, and a touchdown nade removes the single rifle that was on the CT side. Now it's all pistols, and it's going to be exceptionally difficult to climb back into this one. Sempus steps up into the secret, tries to get a double, got a little greedy, and is still punished. But you know what? This is a good eco round. Hiko's going to get a drop on somebody. If he lines up a couple kills here, which he doesn't, Swag will get that kill. He might bring down Skadoodle. He cannot. It's down to a 1-on-2, but Hiko's got 2 enemies with very low health. Can he pistol clutch? We'll find out what our number 5 man does right now, and that is badly damage himself by missing the silos. That's disappointing. He'll try. We'll still narrate it despite the fact we're a little bit embarrassed. We've got AZK and Skadoodle disappearing into the smoke. They will go to lower, presumably to plant. Hiko's recovered a weapon and has made this relatively an even fight. He'll descend, wait for that bomb plant. Skadoodle is the victim. It's a 1-on-1. Hiko knows where the bomb planter is. He's got an idea, and he's got AZK weak. If he throws this nade, he possibly walks away with an easy kill. He doesn't. AZK barely limps away. He's going to plant this bomb and make it a T-leveraged.
He can't really plant because if he starts planting, Hiko will just come out and take him down. So I mean,
he's flanking, and as you're absolutely right, because he didn't want to give away the sound cue, will find Hiko looking the wrong way and clutch the round for his team. iBUYPOWER, who had the early advantage, suddenly looked like they were about to lose on the eco round, manages to salvage it. Big play and good call by you, especially.
Yeah, good heads-up play by AZK. He knew exactly the scenario. He knew that if he went for that plant, he would give it away, and Hiko would just come out and get the easy kill. So he did go for that that flank, and it worked out perfectly. Hiko didn't suspect it one bit. So, yeah, nice play there by AZK, and that's going to give iBUYPOWER another round. So the score is 8-6 in favor of iBUYPOWER.
Oh my god! Oh my god! The chat said CS:GO update new case, and I was like, great. And then somebody said new map, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, it's Cobble. You didn't hear about that?
Well, I didn't know that it was today. I thought it was like a month away or so. Here, anyway, we have a huge rush going on. We'll cover that in just a second. And the engagement. Bomb plant, Sempus almost lets go. He manages to get a side-strafing AD kill on the bomb planter, but the bomb is recovered and planted. 2 versus 3. Daze and Adren will square off against Swag, Sean Garris, and Hiko. They've got less than ideal spots, but Adren chooses that he wants to be on a 360 swivel. He's got a double, and the last one above him is Hiko. Hiko, our number 5 man, is stuck. He's moved down to the floor and give away whoa, no, he gave away his position. And also strafe fires above Adren's head. That's probably not the choice he wanted. I think he may have lost his spot there, because as soon as he stepped onto those stairs, he completely lost his accuracy.
Yeah, and he had an opportunity to shoot Adren right there in between the 2 silos, but missed it. Just his reflexes weren't good enough right there, unfortunately. But iBUYPOWER is going to come away with that 9-6, and yeah, Brandon, we're going to the second half. Cobble is released today, so get excited for that.
Can we just go to the second half on Cobble?
Just switch it over to Cobble.
Whatever, guys.
Yeah, so you guys are watching CEVO TV. I'm Klops here with Kai, and this is iBUYPOWER versus CompLexity. You see iBUYPOWER is leading 9-6 going into the second half, so they got a good lead here. And if you guys stick around after this match, we will be doing a couple giveaways. So, yeah, stick around for that.
Oh, yeah. Giveaways do win free things. Got to be following to win, so make sure you do that before we end up giving away those mouse pads. It's a pistol round here. It's a slow play from CompLexity. They'll set up in the lobby, waiting for an aggressive push. They've thrown a decoy away. Seems like a common play here, though it doesn't really fool anyone. Adren is going to face some terrorists head on. He trades out. Semphis will remove him from the field of play. Skadoodle has a couple in his face, does some damage, but not enough. I wonder now if they'll descend from the upper down the vents now that they have some real estate to work with. Nothing is having a very, very hard time hitting anything right now. He touched the ladder, lost all of his accuracy, and they had an awkward stare-off as both of them ran out of ammunition. Here's a shot from Hiko, finally cleaning that one up. This pistol round is down to a weak 2-on-2. No one can take any hits. Skadoodle falls to his death in this. Oh no! Why are there so many bad kills in this game? Anger is left by himself. He'll have to clutch. It's a 2-on-1. He'll get a 1-on-1 if he brings down Hiko, and he does. You know what that bomb planter is? It's down to a 1-on-1. Swag will face off with him. He knows where Anger is. Will he push him? It looks like he wants to. Swag has no desire to turn this into a passive play. Now he's given up on it. Our number 6 man, Anger, is our clutch. He'll look in the vent.
Oh my goodness. God. What is going on?
What is going on? Are they lagging?
Their pings look fine. I don't know what the deal is, but yeah, these are seeing a lot of shots that shouldn't be missed by these guys.
Swag clutches. Good job.
Yeah, okay. Don't even know what to say about that round. All I know is Adren tried to go man mode right there and block the door from the rush, but only took out one. And if you're going to go man mode, you got to get at least 2 to be successful.
Man mode. I got it. CompLexity has 7. iBUYPOWER has 9. And we're on to a gun round for Cold. They have really bought out a bunch of AKs on the field. 3 Galils, full buys with partial nades, and, excuse me, not a full buy partial nades, a mostly full buy with partial nades and armor. Anger will step toward the hut, find a challenger there. Swag takes a little bit of damage and walks out mostly alive at 50 health. It's a passive look. Dazed has claimed the first kill. Can he recover a gun? Not at that distance. It looks to be a ramp take. They just want to eliminate this player, and he plays this aggressively, though he loses his life. 2 CTs traded out. It's going to slightly tip in the terrorist's favor now. Now they choose to reverse, and Adren can hear them. That sound cue is a dead giveaway. If he can land an early kill here and maybe save his teammates like he does, unfortunately gets traded out, that'll be a good enough eco round for them. They've forced 2 rebuys. They wanted 3, and they got really close with nothing, but no dice. CompLexity pulls within 1.
Yep, forcing 2 rebuys, you know better than nothing. The bomb didn't... Did they get the bomb planted there at the last second? I don't think they did.
No.
So that's not going to be too much extra money for CompLexity, but I think iBUYPOWER actually did their P250 buy there, because it looks like they are pretty low on cash for this 3rd round here. So I think they're going to be only able to afford rifles if they don't win this round here.
They will. We'll find out. They do want to avoid that consequence, obviously. Nothing will step out looking toward the headshot box. Sees Days cross his vision, didn't have the opportunity to fire as he was drawing his weapon. He's got one right behind him, and I'm sure he's paranoid about it. Checks the goal. He has a jumping Gallo headshot?
Why not?
Well, so they can't hit any shots, but if they want to hit jumping rifle kills, they'll get them. That's all great. It's down to a 4-on-3. Hiko chooses to reload, and, Adren chooses to reload, and Hiko catches him in the moment. Now CompLexity has pulled ahead by a significant margin. Anger goes down, and it leaves Skadoodle all by himself. Our number 7 is descending down the vent. He's going to find nobody directly in front of him, but he's got a good idea that everybody's waiting for him. It's a 1-on-4 retake. It's a buy round next round, but the AK is still pretty valuable, and considering he's on CT, it's even more powerful than his M4, so I think he'll just make his way out of here and attempt to hide.
Smart play. He's probably not going to come up with the clutch 1 versus 4 against this team, so I mean, yeah, good play going for the save and trying to hold on to this, and it doesn't look like they're going to be looking for him. I mean, the number 2 man, nothing might cross paths with him as he's coming up secret right here, but for the most part, it looks like they're both just going to be hiding here and not going to be meeting each other. So Smart move by Skadoodle, and he's going to get that gun, and that ties it up here. 9-9 onto the gun round. So this is where iBUYPOWER should be able to separate from the pack and start pulling away with their lead on the CT side of map, but we'll see how it goes.
We'll see if they field an off on this particular round. They choose not to. I'm interested to see if they play a supported outer role, and by that I mean having two players, at least one on a swing position, maybe in the mini, maybe at the stairs, to prevent an outer push. How would you address the situation?
You know what? I think I would probably just go, have one over at the play outer, two inner, do a standard 1-2-2. I think, and just hold it out and have someone ready to help pull out outer if they do have an op, but it doesn't look to be the case, and I think they're about to find that out.
Yeah, that's true. Hiko lurks in the lobby. It looks like an outer take. Skadoodle hiding by the pipe, using that secondary pipe to hide his presence there. That nade will assist him bringing down Sean Gares. He has a double. AZK picks up the next. Hiko's the last one, and this is a textbook round for iBUYPOWER. They've lost nobody, taken virtually no damage, and Hiko is all by himself. iBUYPOWER, after this round, unless Hiko does something quite remarkable, will walk away 10-9. Hiko's by himself at the ramp, and he's trying to make a play. No save for him. He'll creep into the site, find someone behind the silo. That's Dazed. Can't land the shot because Dazed is just a hair faster there. And we finally got the round that I called out. 10-9, iBUYPOWER.
Let's take a look at the money. CompLexity should be able to buy Semphis, actually super low on cash, so someone's going to have to buy him. And they do in fact get him a Galil, so everyone will be sporting AKs except for Semphis, and they really need to pick up this round, otherwise they're going to be stuck on another eco round, and it's probably just going to go all downhill from there.
Now, it's worth noting that on a map that promotes opping, a CompLexity opper is bottom fragging, and on a map that really requires really good entry and crazy fragging, Anger is bottom fragging. Some bizarre world things happening today.
You know what, those Swag has been the operator so far on this map for CompLexity, and it hasn't been Sean Gares, so I don't know if they're doing a role reversal right there.
It could be. It could be preparation to throw off some people's game plans here. AZK steps down to lower, finds Semphis. It's a trade out on the other side of the map. Nothing brings down AZK. Daze tries to take down two, doesn't even try to retreat because he knows he can't escape, and he will do his job, trading himself out. It's a 3-on-3, 0 sum total. CompLexity looking to maneuver around. They've split up, and they've taken out lower by having somebody enter the vent and two down the ramp. They'll trade Swag.
Oh.
Anger steps out with a beautiful, beautiful kill. It's a one-on-one. Hiko and Anger. Hiko avoids a flash that he just barely saw over the top of his vision, sprays with the smoke, and brings down Anger with a 4-burst. He could not escape, and CompLexity ties it up again.
Nice try by Anger right there. Like you said, beautiful shot coming out there onto, I think it was nothing, but couldn't pick it up onto Hiko there. And Hiko finally comes out with a clutch here for his team for once on this this map. But yeah, so that's going to tie it up once again. And that was an important round for CompLexity, like I said, because that would have put him in the save. And actually, they're going to be in the same position once again. Money still looking tight for these guys, so they got to win this one as well. Otherwise, it could just be iBUYPOWER taking the reins once again.
It could be. I saw one comment in the chat, and I really have to stamp this one out. It says, Anger overrated. Now, anybody can have a bad game. Come on now. It's just one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call Anger overrated. He is,
absolutely not.
Yeah, he is quite good.
Adren with a good game sense. Sprays through the window, does about 10 damage to Swag. He didn't stay with his spray, even though he had a man right in his crosshairs. Unfortunate for him, because he could have walked away with a kill. It's a standoff. It's all rifles across the board. Anger has a micro-buy, a FAMAS, and a pistol, no nades. Should be noted, Clay, that success rates for counter-terrorists have a lot to do and correlate with the number of defensive utility nades that they can field. Smokes to block vision, counter flashes to throw, fire to stop. They have virtually none.
Yeah, you see that only 2 people holding nades, unless they already blew them all, stopping CompLexity's pushes here. But now they're going to be in some trouble because, like you said, they don't have the utility nades to do so, and CompLexity should have free reign to try to pull off whatever they want here.
Looks like AZK will find the barest crease to bring down Hiko. They've called out his position. He's still alive, and Daze will support him, finally trading out AZK.
Oh,
Nothing hitting savage shots. After having some trouble earlier hitting anybody, he makes up for a good defensive hold that was orchestrated by AZK and Dazed. Skadoodle dead also for the counter-terrorist. It's a 3-on-2. The bomb is still in the terrorists' hands, and now they're lurking, but they're working against the clock here with about 25 seconds left, and the CTs occupy, infest even, the bomb site. So as soon as they commit, they have to commit. There's got to be a suicide bomb plant, and inevitably, if iBUYPOWER plays this perfectly, which they didn't, they will... I was going to say they'll win the round, so here we go. It's a 2-on-2, and because of the situation here, they've really lost a golden hour. 5 seconds left. Get this bomb plant. Please, nothing. It's a one-on-one. Daze knows exactly where he is, but he doesn't have a nade. Nothing guesses right. He sprays through that jump box trying to get above. Oh, my Lord. Look at those reflexes. Sometimes they can't aim, but sometimes they can.
Then sometimes they pull off the most amazing shots ever.
You know, we give them a pass. Everybody makes human mistakes, even if they are some of the ugliest mistakes ever. And Dazed shows exactly why they are regarded as good as they are. It's so tight going down the stretch. It's 11-10. iBUYPOWER leads by 1.
And even with that bomb plant, CompLexity's money does not look healthy enough to buy here because, as you know, being on Terra's side, you need full nades to have an effective round. And being at what they're at, they could have probably bought AKs, but that's not going to do the job. So you do go in and opt for the save, maybe pick up a few smokes and flashes, but that's about it from these guys. So I would imagine that this round's going to go in favor of iBUYPOWER, but, you know, it is CompLexity, so we shall see.
And I understand the concept that this game is close. I really do, but they cannot afford, iBUYPOWER cannot afford to lose another round because the amount of nades that they're not allowed to buy because of these deaths has been crippling to their ability to win these rounds. Adren has 2 kills above the smoke, spraying through, trying to find the bomb planter. Anger comes to help, picks up 2, has 1 more climbing out the window, and that round is going to get wrapped up as soon as that defuse happens. Go cut the red wire. That was a textbook save.
That round was all about just getting in there and getting the bomb down. You see those smokes? That was perfect smoke cover to get the bomb planter in there and get him planting. No one even saw him. No one even heard him because of the flashes as well. So, I mean, great play by CompLexity right there. That was really impressive.
Right, if you do a purposeful throwaway round and your intention is just to build money there, that was masterful. You're right. The sound knocked out the ability for the defenders to hear. They had a bomb planter run in, had him planted in an unconventional position, and they walked away with cash. Clay really liked it. So do I, and now they have full AKs, I think, and Swag's still debating on what he's going to buy.
I was thinking about buying that op maybe, but he's going to go in and opt for the AK instead. So CompLexity back into the gun round, iBUYPOWER with 12 here, and it is going to be close for the rest of this game, I think.
Yep. iBUYPOWER setting up in default positions. CompLexity moving through, taking over the lobby, trying to make sure that nobody on the other side of the smoke is trying to push through. They spray through just to make sure that everybody is playing honest here because of their punishing experience with nothing earlier. They don't want to have that same problem on this side of the map. Hiko taps, trying to find somebody at the bottom of the ramp. Nobody is there. AZK is backed out of that position. It's a stalemate. It's also a default. And it's unclear whether or not they have a set piece building up from here, or they have an isolated play, somebody that they're trying to move out of position because they're playing such stock positions. Given that they're down, Clay, I like to take the risk here and try to make the big play and clear the deficit, but they are choosing to play very safe.
Yeah, I think I probably agree with the safer play here, but Swag is going to get caught. Nothing as well. Anger, wow, 3 kills, 4 kills going down for iBUYPOWER, and the last one, Hiko, is about to go down in the door, squeaky room right now, and that's another round for iBUYPOWER. So even though they were taking a slow, and they were actually, you know, getting damage down on iBUYPOWER, they had, I believe, 2 people down to about maybe close to half health before they actually got to their encounter points. I mean, they were looking pretty good getting the damage down and kind of getting that round a little bit in their favor, but it just kind of all fell apart right there. And
it was, yeah. It was a timed 55-second play. It was stopped cold in its tracks. And, you know, you were saying how it's particularly important that they enter the site and get their kills, but, you know, I don't think anyone really got the sense that anybody was above them in the rafters. There were at least 3 kills that were pretty much uncontested.
Yeah, which is odd because, you know, it is nuke upper, and you pretty much gonna always want to check those rafters. I know, you know, each of these sites have so many different spots to check, but, you know, I feel like there's kind of a flow that, you know, you look at when you come out certain spots. You know, check right. If you're going out. Yeah, I won't go.
iBUYPOWER. Now the benefactors of their exceptionally strong first half. It's not as if CompLexity is playing a bad second half. Not at all. They're playing a very good second half. But iBUYPOWER put up a huge amount of rounds in the first half, totaling 7 or 8, was it? 9 maybe.
Yeah, I believe so.
1 kill there is for Dazed. Next one is AZK playing from the dark. We're at the very border of the dark spot. 3 Ts left. They're trying to engage a M4 wielder at a distance. It's probably not going to work, friends. No kills registered for the terrorist side yet. Nothing has the bomb, but probably no opportunity to get it planted. He'll try. Our number 2 man steps into the ramp, trying to find out if anybody is reverse psychologying here because he's so late here. Maybe they're going to scout somewhere else. AZK's right there. Gets the kill. He's going to pick up a gun. 33 seconds left. His position is known, right? But I don't think he really cares because he's going to buy in unison with his team next round regardless. Maybe he tries to force a rebuy.
Yeah, that's definitely what he should try to do here, I think. Like you said, he has enough money to buy with his team, and it was an eco round, so they're going to go for that. But he's getting flanked right now by Adren. Adren actually throwing that Molotov or incendiary for CT side, trying to get that kill, but you know, finishing it off with the AK. So that's going to put another round for iBUYPOWER, and they are close to the tie point here, but we should be seeing a buy round from CompLexity here. And one thing to note from iBUYPOWER right there is I think they realized, you know, hey, we're forcing CompLexity to another save round, so let's just go ahead and give up the ramp. They were playing from the lower position, and you know, just letting them take ramp and come down to them and just wait for them for the easier kills.
I'd have to agree with you, by the way, because we have a bunch of new joiners. If you guys have just joined us, stay tuned after this. We got a giveaway to do. Please do stick around because we need to get rid of our free things. The setup here, it's the tie point for iBUYPOWER. This is a CEVO-Main matchup, a makeup match going into the playoffs. We'll be excited to see these guys match up again in the playoffs. This has been a close one. Skadoodle steps, tries to sort of AD-AD, and Swag dies from it anyway while crouch spraying. 2 things that really don't work anymore, long AD-AD and crouch spraying, but somehow makes it work. Hiko steps in, finds AZK at yellow, trades out his teammate nothing. 2 left for the Ts. 4 for the CTs. They'll seize the tie point after this one, and after this, it's going to be buys out all the time for CompLexity.
Yeah, it definitely is going to have to be because it will be on the match point. Like you said, Sean Gare's the last one alive, and he's got a 1 vs 4 clutch on in his hands, which is not going to be good. You see Dace over there behind the silo, but Sean Gares doesn't care, takes his head off, and I mean, that makes it's going to be 1 man less for him to deal with, so he could have a chance here.
Beautiful spray control there to bring down the man behind the silo. Literally all the bullets seem to have stacked on top of each other. He's going to engage and disengage, moving back up the ramp, thinking that somebody might be flanking him. It's a good call, yet it wasn't to be. He'll enter the site. He's got 30 seconds to work with, but not a whole lot of reason. That position given away above him is as you spray down, those tracers will show. So Sean Gares knows that perhaps 1 is in the vent and 1 is above him, with only 1 potentially flanking him and another 1 guarding the other site. So he's got some leeway to work with, but his rifle shows, and he gets blasted. Anger was waiting for him. He seizes the tie points. iBUYPOWER looks to clean it up.
Yep, and I think CompLexity is probably going to not have much to buy with. Actually, looking at their cash, they do have quite a bit. They could be able to pick up AKs here, so, you know, it's not the complete end of the line here. I mean, iBUYPOWER only has to secure 1 more round CT side. I think they pretty much have this locked up for the most part, but you know, CompLexity, it's not completely over for me yet.
All right, well, I'll take your word for it. I would like a comeback. I would. iBUYPOWER doesn't want that at all. iBUYPOWER is fielding the Scar to make their point to seal this one up. Hiko almost had a 1-tap on Daze, who a kill through the smoke. Anger kills Hiko, and that will sour the beginning of this round. Nothing trades finally after losing Sean Gares and Hiko on his side. 3 dead, and now they're coming back with a vengeance. 3 Ts alive. Swag, Nothing, and Semphis will be chasing AZK and Adren, who have taken position at lower and heaven. Swag moving through the warehouse. We'll find that person who happens to be AZK. There you go. There's a 2-tap, and it looks like a good round for CompLexity. They won't go out without a fight. Not this time, and hopefully not next time or the time after that, because we want this to go as long as possible.
Yes, we do. So it is going to be Adren as last one left alive, and he's actually going to be meeting up with a couple people right here, outer, and they do actually make it in or just in time, but he's hearing the spray and the pre-fire is going down, so he knows that they are going to be planting upper, and he's got some work to do. Swag
right.
with 37 health, Cole, Nothing with 68.
Dren moves into the mini. Had his chance right there. If he brought down nothing, he could have brought it to a 1-on-2. Doesn't. CompLexity wraps up that round. They pull within 4. Clay, something drastically changed that round, and a scar, by the way, wielded by Semphis, is going to change next round as well. They lost nobody. They hit all their kills. What was the difference in that round? And I have a guess, but I'd like to hear your guess.
Why don't you go ahead and tell it? From what it looked like to me, is they were just working together and hitting their shots like they needed to, and just having more success in terms of getting the entry frags outer. But I think that kind of gave them a little bit more opening to work with outside.
That might have been it. That might have been it. How often have we seen them stack up in the lobby, try to take a ramp, run through the squeaky, and get mowed down? Speaking of mows, Kadoodle, the last 2 already on the round, they took over outer with gusto and made it their own. 5 left for iBUYPOWER. They look to put their seal on this one. Only Hiko alive. He's at the ramp, will engage, and gets clipped in midair by AZK. Loses his life. iBUYPOWER takes it by 5. They've won this one, and they will secure their seeding moving into the playoffs after moving up from seed 5. They may be at, I want to say, 3 by the end of this one.
Yeah, and CompLexity was at number 8, so they're probably going to drop down to maybe 9 or 10. But like I said, looking at their upcoming matches, I don't think it will be a problem for them to stay in playoff contention, so they should be fine.
We've got something to give away, a free gaming mousepad. Is that right?
Correct. I think we have... I don't know how many we have. Let me check that real quick.
All right, so let's set up this giveaway. The keyword should be iBUYPOWER.
We have up to 5 we could give away tonight, so there you go.
Well, we've got some playoffs to do, and we need to keep some inventory. Let's do 3. Is that all right?
Okay, if you want.
No, we could do 5. You want?
Yeah, we got plenty. So
Clay just wants to make it rain. I've been trying to be a little bit conservative.
I'm making it rain tonight, fellas. I haven't typed the keyword yet, so chill out on that. Give me 1 second to get this set up, and we'll get you guys going here.
Yeah, don't type just yet. We've still got to do the giveaway setup. We'll pull up that screen for you. Don't forget, you've got to be following to be eligible to win the giveaway. So if you've already typed iBUYPOWER and you're not following, you might as well just wait till your timer wears out and then type it again. Thank you all for joining us. By the way, it's been a pleasure. For those of you who have seen this channel launch at the beginning of the season and grow as much as it has, it's been a real fun ride. Thank you to the teams, by the way, for really believing in CEVO and putting together a stellar season. Here we go, Clay. The keyword is confirm it for me. iBUYPOWER. There you go. Now start.
Yep, they are. They have already started. Since you said it the first time, the chat has been going off. So, yeah, if you heard it that first time and you haven't retyped it, which I'm sure you guys already have because people go crazy for this, go ahead and type iBUYPOWER in chat. And what we'll do, since we're going to be giving away 5, we'll just roll the dice 5 times, make it easy. And the 5 people who get it, we'll message them and get them their mouse pads. And remember, you have to be a follower. And I believe we can only ship to people in the U.S., Canada, and
Mexico.
Yes. So if
it's
you're
Zowie PRF, Clay, PRF today.
PRF, Zowie PRF mousepad.
Mm-hmm. You don't need an exclamation mark, so don't miss out on that.
That might actually, you probably won't. I don't know if that will probably add into it. So you probably won't even get in if you add an exclamation mark.
Yep. Don't worry about it. Really cool stuff. And I'm excited about the playoffs. I'm excited to see Exertus and Reliable and iBUYPOWER on the names that we're used to seeing, accustomed to seeing, CompLexity. But I'm also just a little bit excited to see who else makes a name for themselves. Maybe they don't win at all. Maybe they don't rip off huge wins against these known teams. But who makes that step, right? Who steps up their game? Who elevates their game? Who can win a good handful of rounds against these really quality teams?
Yeah. Who was it that played the last match? It was Kurt Rambis fan club, right?
Yes.
Versus CompLexity, and they didn't do too well.
Not so much.
Yeah. So I mean, hopefully they review that tape and practice hard for the playoffs, along with our other main teams, and we see some good showings. I know we got Arctic Gaming in the play. That should be in playoff contention here. Afterlife is actually just on the cusp. Depending on who wins and loses tomorrow, they might actually be in it. So, yeah, we'll see what happens here. So we'll give it about 30 more seconds. Make sure you get your iBUYPOWER typed into chat if you want to be eligible for a mousepad. Remember, you got to be following, and you got to be in the U.S., Canada, or Mexico to win.
How long do we wait?
We'll do, I'll say 45 seconds, but that will be actually 30 seconds because 15-second delay time on the stream, so.
That's right. It's been a fun one. We got playoffs coming up. Remember, Season 4 starts next year. Have your teams signed up. That starts in January. The placement tournament also next year will allow you to skip Open if you place well into IM main, and even invite if you're super duper good. And also, the SoCal LAN. Watch it. It's in February 8th. We'll be casting that.
Yes,
also, because I can plug it, we have sister channels, right? Play CEVO-1 and Play CEVO-2. Cast Dota 2 and BF4 if you're interested in that. If you just hear me say that and you think sacrilege, maybe you just forget that I said that.
Yeah, the CS audience is a little finicky when it comes to talking about other games. But, yeah. Alright, guys, so I'm going to go ahead and roll these dice. So let's get it going. It's going to be 5 rolls. So pay attention if you don't answer within 15
One last
seconds.
time, Clay. You must be following to be eligible to win. How many times do we find people that are just like, oh, iBUYPOWER, and then they don't win anything?
Quite often. And if you aren't here when I roll this dice and you don't answer within like 10 seconds, I'm going to move on. So
you got 5 chances. Ready? Go.
First winner is Trey Regard. Trey Regard, please type something in chat and I will send you a message.
Congratulations, Trey Regard. You won a Zowie PRF gaming mousepad.
Mr. Trey Regard. Well, I mean, there's the 15-second delay, so.
That's true. That's true. Do we have any of do we have any of our mods in here to help us work through this? Because there's a lot of names scrolling.
Well, it's once he types, it will show up here in this little box, and I could just easily. There he is. Okay, so I got him. Next roll is Lethality Kid, I guess. Lethality KD. Go ahead and type in chat if you're here, and we will get you going. You got about 20 seconds here. And yeah, I was going to say, if you guys haven't already, please, you know, follow us on Twitter and Facebook as well as Twitch to see when we're going live, what events we have coming up. Also, okay, that guy's here. Let me roll it again. VO underscore. VO underscore, you're the 3rd winner of a Zowie PRF mousepad. Go ahead and type in chat.
I've seen VO here before. Congratulations.
Cool. But yeah, also, if you guys are interested in any of our videos on demand, we have those set up on YouTube, which is youtube.com/playcevo. So go ahead and check those out if you're interested. Got a lot of good stuff on there in terms of CS, Dota 2, and Battlefield matches if you're interested. Those Battlefield matches, man, they get a lot of views on YouTube, I gotta say, which really surprising. There's VO. Gonna get him set up. Alright, next one is Baby Burke. Baby Burke.
Was that the last one?
No, one more after this. So this will be the 4th. Baby Burke is the 4th winner, so type in chat. And we will get the last and final winner after he or she types in chat.
Oh wait, Tasky, I know you have a gaming mousepad. You're welcome. I hope you're back for the playoffs, right? You will be back for the playoffs, right?
To people just joining, the prizes is a Zowie PRF mousepad. You have to be following the stream. Baby Burke, you got 10 more seconds to type. He said OMG, so he's here. Alright, last and final winner is, I don't know how to say this, Tradisim, I don't know.
Tradism?
Tradism. You see your name in the stream, so just when you see your name, go ahead and type hello or something in chat, and we'll get that out to you. Tradism?
Treadmill?
I don't know.
Congratulations all. We have many giveaways to give away and many more matches to do. Tune in on Mondays and Thursdays for guaranteed matches. We also do makeup matches on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Sundays. So there's a lot of Counter-Strike to be watched. I hope you will all be here again. Thank you all. Clay likes to do better sign-offs than me.
Alright, yeah, so that's it for the giveaways, guys. We thank you for watching. Once again, you've been watching CEVO TV. I'm Klops here with Cotton. Once again, we'll have more CSGO matches tomorrow, more continuing coverage of excuse me, of CEVO-Main, and then after that we'll have a break, and then playoffs will be starting shortly. So please, tune in for that. And also, if you haven't, follow us on Twitter and Facebook to get updates and any updates regarding when we're going live or what events we have going on. And if you haven't already, check out the VODs on YouTube, youtube.com/playcevo. Other than that,
I'm not Rambo. Can I just stop? I'm not Rambo. Go.
He
Finish.
He is Rambo. So on behalf of me and my partner Rambo, we hope you guys have a good night. Thanks again for watching. It's too funny.